Hi guys, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. I'm just at Stanley Park, just over there is Goodison Park, and just over there is Anfield. It's finished 0-0 between Everton and Newcastle United. This is the match reaction. As the title says, Pickford saves Gordon's penalty, and you know it was a game full of nothing really. Everton are just diced, and I mean like they're just it's so boring. But what's more frustrating is that we couldn't break them down. And look, in terms of the first half, I thought Newcastle did all right. They kept the ball pretty well, but it was Everton that actually had the ball in the back of the net. Abdoulaye Doucouré headed it in from the cross from the right hand side, but it was offside, which helped Newcastle massively. But a few minutes later, a short corner between Jacob Murphy and Kieran Trippier. Murphy's ball with the left foot went out for a goal. Kepa Tonali was on the ground, and it looked innocuous at first. We don't see any replays, but it didn't seem great. I just thought it was just one of those like coming togethers, but the referee actually was told to go and have a little look at it, and I haven't seen it back, so I'm assuming that it must have been a penalty in terms of blocking Tonali at some point. But penalty was given, and Anthony Gordon moved from Everton to Newcastle because they're not very good, as the song went in the away end. But it was saved, and it was saved well by Jordan Pickford. If he goes the wrong way, it's a good penalty, but because of how bad it was in terms of Pickford saving it, it wasn't a very, very good penalty at all. Newcastle and Everton kind of got a half time, and it again wasn't really exciting. It wasn't a great game of football, if I'm being brutally honest. But if anyone thought they were going to get a goal, Newcastle, I thought we were going to get that goal. And Anthony Gordon probably had Newcastle's best chance in the second half. He's played through by the substitute Miguel Almiron, and his shot, not from an acute angle, but it is a little bit just to the right, and it's over the crossbar. But if I'm being really honest, no team really deserved anything. Nick Pope, that I can really remember, has only had to make one real save from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who did okay in terms of twisting in the box and then left-footed pass almost like, and it was saved well by Nick Pope. But yeah, poor game of football. Everton aren't very good. Newcastle weren't much better. A draw's probably a fair result. Frustration in terms of Newcastle United, particularly the fact that we didn't really attack the flanks too well. I thought James Garner was absolutely outstanding for Everton as a right back. He was a centre midfielder for Manchester United at one point. And Ashley Young, he's not that young, he's 40 years old, but he's still having good games and keeping Jacob Murphy quiet and Miguel Almiron quiet to an extent. But yeah, it's finished at Goodison Park. Last time Newcastle are going to be at Goodison Park in the Premier League. Everton 0, Newcastle United 0. Yeah, Pickford gets one up on Newcastle again in terms of the penalty save, but it's 1 point each. You know, Newcastle fans cheered Anthony Gordon off at the end, and he deserved, the cheers. He's been outstanding for Newcastle this season and last, and he's on the verge of signing a new deal. So, it's still a point. We didn't lose. Maybe that team loses a couple of years ago. It doesn't now, and maybe it'll be a point better off. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But it has finished here. Everton 0, Newcastle United 0. This is the match reaction. Make sure you stay tuned with Lee. He's got the vlog and the last word. Good luck, Lee. Everton 0, Newcastle 0. Like and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll see you all very soon.